everybody. Welcome back to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm Jenna Rose.
What's up, Jenna Rose? Back again.
Welcome. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it's awesome. We had a great time last time.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Oh, Kim was here.
Yes.
Sang us a song and shit.
Oh, my gosh. I can't wait for you guys to hear this episode when it comes out.
Well, by the time this comes out, they'll have seen that one. So we're in the future right now, Jen. We're in the future.
I can never remember the future.
We're also at Bullhucker Studio here at the in the bowels of the Brush Emporium at 210 Clayton Street. We're going to talk more about the Emporium later, though, right?
You bet.
We have a great guest today.
Yes, we do.
Now, I can tell you all the stuff he does, but I think it's easier to call him the King of Akron. I mean, is that...
Very nice.
Jared Jefferson, how are you, man?
I'm well, man. Yourself?
Doing really well, brother. I said King of Akron, but you do have a lot of jobs there, man.
Yeah. I run J&H Auto, the parts store there in Akron. Used to be Spicknell's Motors for years, and we've farmed for 5 generations now. And
Really?
yeah.
You're still farming, though?
Yep.
That's cool. Around Akron's area?
Yeah, South Akron.
What do you farm?
Wheat and millet mostly. Grow some hay.
Lots of dry land out there.
Yes, it is. We got to practice our rain dance. So.
I just recently learned what millet is, by the way.
What is it?
It looks like red berries, and it goes into birdseed, if I remember correctly. Am I wrong? Or it gets ground down into flour?
Yes, there's red and there's white. So.
Oh.
Yep.
Do you sell it to the local bird for the global harvest? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that where it goes?
That's been the primary market traditionally, and
Yeah.
you're starting to see it more in gluten-free flours and things like that too. So.
Yeah, gluten-free.
Yeah.
Jared's also on, we call it the city council here in Brush. You guys call it something different.
Yeah.
Town council.
Town council, yeah.
Okay.
Trustee.
Trustee, that's what it is. We're councilmen, they're trustees. We met them at CML, I think is where we first met. Because at CML, it's the big for all the city councils in the state of Colorado. They all get together once a year, usually somewhere in Colorado. And the Akron and Brush people tend to gravitate towards each other. That's where, we keep it in the little corner of the state.
Keep it out here northeastern and all.
Keep it northeastern and all.
Betcha.
That's right. So
yo.
That's where I met you, I think, in Breckenridge, right? How long have you been on the council?
No, the first one was in
Westminster.
Westminster, yeah.
That's where you were there.
I was.
All right.
And is this like a just gathering of the mind? You guys get together to discuss these issues?
It's a convention, so they have a lot of speakers and it's a learning event. And there's a lot of stuff to take in there. It's actually a really cool event. Are you going this year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to miss this year, so it means my liver gets to live another year. Yay!
I think that's why we gravitate to each other. We're the ones taking shots.
That's what it is too.
That is great.
Because we'll always get together like the first night and have a big dinner, and then it's madness from there. But
A downward spiral of shots from there.
Are you still the mayor pro tem?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
How's it all
Wow.
going there?
Going well. Hired a new town manager. Real excited about her. She's doing a great job.
And her name is
her name.
Miss Laycock. She was just on the podcast.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, her episode came out Tuesday. Very interesting. Really, very interesting. So, from South Africa.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, that's
okay.
her, Jillian Laycock. She's doing pretty well, right?
Yeah.
She's
great.
If she doesn't, but I swear to God, Jillian Laycock, I swear to God. So, all right. Before we get any further, I do want to say, if you're new to the podcast, welcome to the Bullhucker Podcast. What we do on the podcast is we bring on a guest. Today is Mr. Jared Jefferson. Jared's going to tell us 3 stories about his life. Now, here's the kicker. Only 2 of these stories are true. One's either borrowed, halfway made up, or all the way made up. And at the end of the podcast, Jenna Rose, and I are going to try and guess which one of them is bullshit. So, how'd you do last time? Did you get it? One of us got it, right? With Kim.
I'm trying to think. No,
No, he kicked both of us. Yeah.
He fooled both of us.
He did a good job.
Big time.
Big time. So he knew how. I think he'd watched a bunch of these episodes, so he knew how to work around it. Kim,
and his whole story was completely fabricated, which just shocked us both, I think, at the end, because he made it so real.
He's a school teacher from the Philippines on his last year, correct?
Yeah, he's got to go back and fight at the end of the year, I think he said.
Yeah. So anyway, it was great, and we're gonna have another great one right now. Jared, are you ready to tell some stories, brother?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, Jen, you got the stories?
I do. I have the list right here.
You want to name them off?
You betcha. So we have Flavor of the Week. We have In the Bush. And I'm Going to Hell.
Last one's true, guarantee it.
I can't wait to hear all 3 of these.
Pick one out, Jen.
I want to go with flavor of the week because I
Flavor-
just can't help but think that it's a lady.
Oh, sorry to disappoint. No,
Oh.
flavor of the week for those of us who need ibuprofen in our daily morning treatments is the first hit single of a band called American Hi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
It would have been summer of 2002. Just moved to college in Hays, Kansas. These guys come and they play a little, welcome back to school show at the college. We're at the show watching, hanging out. At one point, the lead singer is, says, "Hey, where's the party at tonight?" So one buddy sends his girlfriend up there, and she gives him the address, and he of course announces it to the crowd. And we didn't think anything of it. Went back to the house after the show. Of course, we were having a party, which luck would have it, that's what we had scheduled anyway. So,
Right. It was on the agenda to be,
Yeah, that's what was going on, Explains a lot of my college experience right there in a nutshell, Anyway, lo and behold, the band shows up.
Wow.
Yeah. Shocked us. Of course, we're all just sitting around getting twisted off, having a good time. And here this band shows up, they'd been on TV, been, world tours, we were just crazy. So they hang out, I passed out at 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever, the usual.
Of course.
The usual Friday night,
Right.
A few months later, they get a hold of one of the guys who lived at this house. They said, "Hey, we're releasing a new album, new single. We want to film your music video, or our music video, at your house."
What?
Yeah. So the guy's like, "Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it." They said, we just want you guys to throw a party like you did last time. We're gonna, bring some cameras, bring some stuff, film a video. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
We all get together, throw another party. The band sets up in this house. This house is probably built in the 20s, if not before. I mean, tiny little house, tiny rooms, tiny.
How many bedrooms is this house?
It was a big house for the time. It was like 2 stories, but a 4-bedroom.
Okay, all right.
The living room where all the video was filmed was probably the size of this studio.
Seriously.
It was not a big space.
And you've just got a rager getting ready to just blow up.
Yeah, house was packed, yard was packed. We're just having a great time.
Right.
So film the video, man. That was a process. 6, 7, 8 hours. I don't, it just went on. Everybody packed in this room, and the song on a loop over and over again.
Oh, shit.
And don't get me wrong, it was a good song, but the 437th time you hear it, you're like, "Man, can we just try something else?"
Yeah.
No, so we all have a great time. A couple kegs get stolen,
Sure.
usual college party stuff.
Of course.
I thought, man, this is awesome. We're gonna be on MTV. This is 2003 when MTV still had music, but so the video comes out. We release the final edit. I'm not in it anywhere.
Oh.
All of my friends, everyone else in our
Even
social
though
circle,
you were in this small room amongst the crowd, you never saw yourself.
somehow I get edited out of everything. Yeah, so. Of course, I'm disappointed. I'm like, man, I'm going to see myself on TV. And no.
Right.
No, so later on, the CD comes out. On the CD was a making of the video along with the music video on the CD. And this is 2003, so this is like cutting edge. You're telling me you can put the CD in the DVD player?
Yeah. No,
It's crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I get it. Yeah.
So I'm in the making of the video a lot, but I didn't actually make the music video.
What song was it? It wasn't Flavor
Art
of the
of
Week.
Losing.
What is it?
The Art of Losing?
The Art of Losing.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, I know everyone in the video, but I didn't make it in. It was
Did you guys advertise to people that they were going to be there?
no more than usual, I guess.
Or was it just like, hey, we're having a regular party, just show up anyway because it's going to pack, right?
Well, we told people they were coming, but it's at that time a 10,000 person college, so it was small, but it wasn't big,
That's fucking wild, man. That's
That is super cool. Now I just have to ask a very wild question. Do you think that they went through it and just said, no, just edit that guy completely out of every one of these shots?
It's entirely possible. They seemed to have a look they were going for, and that wasn't me, so maybe that was why I didn't.
I could easily be edited, so.
Yeah.
When you're my size, they ain't getting you out of that thing. You know, that's just too big a blur. You know, I'm gonna show someone that damn video. You know,
Part of me is going to show, huh?
yeah.
My dorm roommate was like 6'4", 6'6", something. So you always knew when you saw him because here's everyone else and then a head. You know,
Right.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Did you guys drink the whole time?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness.
we were gifted athletes.
Well, you must be. I mean, think about it. You're frustrated to hear the song over and over. They got to be frustrated because now the college kids that are in the video are shit hammered drunk. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Litters of them are falling over on the floor.
Right.
We didn't take instruction well at the end. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Jared, I'd be honest, man. That'd be I'd be worried that I'd be in the video passed out on the front lawn because I slept on my lawn a few times. I don't know if you guys have or not, but it's been a thing, you know.
Sure.
Have you ever slept in your lawn?
Yes. One night I woke up and found myself in my car. My bumper was gone. I was in the passenger seat. I was halfway in and out of my car in my driveway. And I had a skinned knee, so I don't know what transpired that night. I was at the Queens.
I had woke up one day and this is when I'll say the last name. Their son Zach was probably a freshman in high school. And he was, Larry, how come you parked up on the lawn like that? That's before my tree was there, and I was like, "Oh, buddy, something in the it was oh shit, I don't know, Zach. You know,
Is that why you planted the tree to make sure that never happens again?
There was such a groove where my pickup tire just man, I don't even know, man. You shouldn't be bragging about this, by the way. This is don't drink and drive. Don't be like Daddy. This is stupid. But yeah, did your other buddies in the video, do they brag about it? I mean, that's kind of a cool thing, man.
I don't know if anybody does anymore. I mean,
Really?
This is 20 years ago. We've all kind of grown up and got real lives and a lot of them families and careers. And
they can come on the Bullhucker and tell me the story. You know what I mean? Unless it's a bullshit one. We might be.
Well, and Hayes is known as a pretty heavy-duty party town, if I recall correctly.
Well, and that's funny enough. They never did that concert again. I don't know if they didn't like the, transpirings or the fact that it went out that Hayes is a party town on the world stage.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Didn't do it again.
But,
Interesting.
And it's Kansas, right? So it's probably mostly farm kids. Really, I mean, you know what I mean? Or kids from the plains or this part of the country, man. So it's probably just a lot of drinking more than it's drugs, right? It's boozing it up.
Oh yeah. That at that time it was a lot of small town kids from Kansas, Colorado.
Just getting shit faced drunk, man. So I
Fun.
like it. I like it.
It reminds me of our high school days, right?
Oh. How many times did you pass out in a cornfield? That's the real question right
Often.
there. That's,
Our favorite thing to do was just drive. Yeah, again, don't drink and drive. Drive around in the country and pee in a ditch.
You're from Akron? Have you lived in Akron your whole life?
Yeah. Born and Brush, grew up in Akron.
That's right. You told me you're a fifth generation farmer. So
Yep.
yeah. So in Akron, what'd you guys do? You guys cruised Main Street in Akron, didn't you?
Yeah. Well,
Is
Not
there a
Main.
Main Street in Akron?
because Main runs north and south, and
Right.
there's a lot of dips and.
So you'd cruise
So we
34?
cruise 34.
Really?
Yeah.
Gas station to gas station?
Yeah, pretty much from JD's to the net.
Awesome.
Wasn't JD's back then, though, was it?
Do you remember when
No,
the
it was
little
not. It
airport was out there in the Homestead Inn?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember most from Akron.
Norca. That's what I remember is Norca.
To Norca.
Oh,
Yeah. The
sure.
restaurant, yeah.
There's our parents' generation could tell you some good stories about the Norca.
I bet.
They need to come on the show.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, well, Jen, what did you think about that one?
I think that is a lot of fun. I think it's fairly believable. If I was in a nationally known rock band, I'm not sure I'd want to shoot in Hayes. But it depends on the house, too. I mean, if you got a badass party house, it would be fun to shoot a video in it.
I mean, you just see all these videos are shot somewhere, obviously, right? So,
Right.
I mean, you never know. That's probably, if they'd went to like Boulder or like, Nebraska or some huge college, it might get out of control. You know,
big
'cause
time.
back then they were huge. That Flavor of the Week song was massive. Still pretty big, you know. It's
Well,
you've heard it, right?
Yes, yes. Well, and I remember, do you remember It's the End of the World as We Know It by R.E.M. video?
yeah.
Where there's just a half-naked skateboarding teenager picking trash up off of a hoarded house.
Yeah,
That's all the video was.
yeah.
And it was a great video back then. So, I don't know. I think it's lots of fun. I totally believe it could happen. I'm sad that you weren't in any of the shots.
That's bullshit, man.
It is.
You know, you have to go find where Flavor of the Week or the American Hi-Fi, is that what they were?
Yeah, The Art of Losing.
Yeah.
The Art of Losing. I can't wait to check it out because I've personally not even heard of American Hi-Fi.
Cool.
What kind of music is it?
Oh, kind of punk rock-ish.
Oh,
I guess
really?
is the way to say
Like
it.
How have I not heard of
Yeah.
them?
Like Blink 182 and who sang Stacy's Mom, Fountains of Wayne. And,
Don't you say
Some-
Blink
some
182
41
is punk
and-
rock?
well, but it was on the same kind of rock,
same
right?
era,
Yeah.
Okay.
It all came out about the same thing. So
Maybe it wasn't punk, like a jam. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It was just that modern. It's kind of punk, not punk rock. I don't know, alternative rock, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's that weird generation right there of early '90s stuff. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
I hear you. It was a really interesting era right then for music, too.
When did you graduate high school?
Oh, two.
'02. He's a pup.
Wow.
He's a pup. Yeah, I would have been more excited with Motley Crue show.
I feel like such a senior citizen right now.
You should. Anyway, all right. I'm kidding. I love you. I'm kidding.
I love you right back.
All right. I like that story a lot because that's a cool story. If it's a true story, that's a fun story. Where else would you tell that story but the Bullhucker podcast?
That's
I mean,
right.
that's kind of a cool brush with fame, you know?
You bet.
And everybody brushes the frame. Start drinking, Larry.
Brushing a frame.
I worked at a nightclub in Pueblo, and I was bartending, and the state fair is obviously in Pueblo, so they have concerts all the time come through. And the DJ says, Weird Al in the house today. And I was like, what?
For real?
Weird Al Yankovic was at the club, man. So I told the bar back, hey, man, I'll be right back, dude. So I went walking up there, got to shake his hand, talk to him for a little bit. He was a super nice guy. Kind of weird, but super nice guy. But, yeah, he hung out. That's how I met Weird Al Yankovic.
He's a musical genius, though,
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes right down to it.
Yeah, he was super nice. He probably got super lucky in Pueblo, Colorado, man. Just his run of cholas, but he didn't, whatever, man. It's your pick, Al. So, all right.
You don't find very many long-haired Jewish men running around Pueblo.
You tell, especially, the talented ones, He had a job and everything, man. He was hot shit. So, okay. It's Pueblo, man. Come on. All right. That was Flavor of the Week. Next, we have In the Bush or I'm Going to Hell. I always pick the one I want to hear most and save it for last. So instead, let's hear In the Bush.
In the Bush. All right. So, In the Bush, one of my college roommates, go back to Hayes again. He was, excuse me, in chemistry lab with this girl, right? She was good looking. I'll give him that. But man, he was in love. Like he was like if she would glance in his direction, he'd red face.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just Twitter paid it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was pretty sure they were gonna get married and live happily ever after.
Yeah. Yeah.
So halfway through the semester, so she hadn't even spoken to him. Ends up in the same same group for a lab project.
Right.
Of course, he comes home that day. He's just bouncing off the ceiling, so excited. He finally gets to talk to her. Working on the lab project, she invites him to this party over at some friend's house.
Right.
Of course, he comes home again, just can't contain himself.
Right.
This is it. This is when our love blossoms.
Are you encouraging this, by the way?
Oh, absolutely.
Attaboy.
Whether it's going to happen or not.
Yeah, either
You
way,
go
we're
for
gonna-
it, dude.
Yeah, swing for the fences.
When you're a friend, guys, that's how guys are friends. You'll fight somebody for your friend or whatever, but you want to see him crash and burn a little bit so you can laugh at him, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
No, you're absolutely true. So the night the party comes, we were going to go with him. A group of 4 of us. He's in the bathroom. God, he's getting ready for 3 hours or something.
He's primping.
Yeah.
I call it building the boat.
Building the boat. Yeah.
Building the boat.
Yes, it takes
Usually-
building a boat to look good coming out anymore.
Usually a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
He comes out sweater vest and a polo and 4 gallons of cologne, his hair all slicked over, and just man, you might be overdoing it just a little bit, but whatever. It's been late enough. We got to go. So He's nervous. He's drinking whiskey because he's nervous.
I like him already.
Too much. Too much.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe a little too much. So anyway, another buddy sitting there at the house waiting to go with us. He was a recreational marijuana user, and by recreational I mean all day, every day.
Yeah.
He'd pack his pipe at night, so in the morning he could just roll over and light it.
Wake and bake, man.
Yeah.
Wake and bake.
So he says, "Here, come outside with me. I'll give you some of this. It'll mellow you out." So they go out back for a little bit, come back in. All right, we're finally ready to go to this party.
Right.
Go to this party. Walk in the door. We all kind of go to a corner. We don't know anybody there. We're just going to support our friend.
Mm-hmm.
He walks in, looking for this girl. She sees him, so excited, comes running up to him, jumps, grabs him like full arm and leg hug. He grabs her, throws her on the ground, pukes, and runs out the door.
On her?
Yeah, on her, on the floor, on just. Of course, we're kind of there in the corner, just looking at each other like, God, did that really just happen?
Yes, it did.
Worst money shot ever.
So we'd already opened a beer or something. We're finish our drink, then we're gonna go
Right.
find him.
Right.
So we finish our drink and get out of there because we don't know anybody at this point. Head back to the house. He's not at the house. Shit, where'd he go?
Yeah.
Call him up, doesn't answer. Keep calling, looking around, checking around the house. Finally, he answers. All he says is, "I'm in the bush," and hangs up. I'm in the bush. What the, he
That
just
could
went
be
from,
any bush.
Yeah, he just went from Old Navy model to in the bush. I don't know what. Now he's Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
So in the bush. We don't know what that means, but anyway. So we had one roommate there who was luckily sober enough to drive us around, look for him. We're driving around, calling him, looking all over the place. Finally, he answers again. "I can see the pickup. I'm in the bush." Hangs up again.
He could see your guys' pickup looking for him? Okay.
Yeah. So, we're looking around like, what's it, calling back.
Right.
And finally, we see in this bush, here's 2 shoes and a cell phone lighting up. We'd walked by him on the way home and completely missed him. But yeah, so here he is in the bush, of course, absolutely embarrassed, and a combination of drunk and stoned, and just not really having a great night.
Of course.
Was he
We get
near
out.
the house, or had he made it a significant way away to where this bush was, or did he just walk out off the front porch and fall in a bush right in front of the house?
No, he was a couple blocks down. He
Okay.
he didn't made it a little ways, but
He had some strides going.
yeah, he was tall, so he could reach out there. But yeah, so he gets partway home, collapses in this bush. We get out and, we dig him out of there, drag him home, tell him, it'll be okay. Of course, we're just lying.
You're licking his
This-
wounds,
yeah,
man.
This
That's
is
what-
not going to be okay. There's no way you're
Also
coming back
friends
from this
do.
one.
Yeah, also because you don't want to come home to a suicide. Right.
I'm surprised they're not married today.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
No, so he, of course, he was nervous about Chem Lab the next time he's got to go. He's like,
you-
oh, God.
you think?
So, yeah, of course he goes, finds out she'd already gone, talked to the teacher, changed groups, never spoke to him again. So here's the love of his life, gone forever.
Well, I think he must have been really good at chemistry for her to come and attack him in the first place. I mean, barely, ignoring him forever, and then all of a sudden we're in lab together, and then she jumps on him. I'm thinking he knew his periodic table very well.
So he wasn't a big pot smoker to begin with.
He was not. Most of us weren't. We were more of a booze kind of crowd. And
Yeah. Farm kids, that's what I'm talking
Well,
about.
it wasn't legal back. Is it legal in Kansas
no,
now?
no,
Still
it
not.
was-
They're in college,
It
man.
might be now. I don't know.
Well, yeah. My whole college was a blur, and it wasn't marijuana.
Here's why I love that story. Is it anything that ever happened to you like that, Jen? Made you an ass of yourself?
Well, yes, I make an ass out of
Okay,
myself
okay,
almost
maybe that was a
daily,
dumb
but no,
question.
have I ever fallen in a bush? No. I'm sure I vomited on somebody over the years, at least.
I had a buddy, Jeff, who worked at the club. We were both bartenders. He had this friend. She was a blonde from Canyon City. I'll be damned if I can remember her name, but I thought she was the hottest thing in that club. And he finally goes, well, we're going to go hang out. Come with us. You can meet her and talk to her. I was nervous. I don't really get nervous very often, but I got nervous for this one. So we go to the side pocket, play some pool, and we're going to go watch a movie. The Fifth Element. That's how old this story is, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
When Bruce,
Yeah.
I won't be rude.
Well, so what I do during pool is I start slugging Long Island iced teas, right? Because I'm nervous, and I think this will make things better. Getting shit-faced will make this better.
Oh, my.
We go to the movie, and I got to pee. I break the seal, man. So I pee like every 5 minutes. Finally, I come back, and they're gone. Her and Jeff just left me at the fucking movie theater, man. And I saw him work. I'm like, what happened? He's like, Larry.
So the movie was just the element for you, not the fifth.
Yeah. The fifth of vodka. He's all, Larry. After the 8th time you got to take a piss, she's like, what's with your guy? And he's like, let's just go. Let's just leave him here. I'm like, thanks, dude. Thanks, man. I get it, man. So every time she came in the club, I just looked down, worked, like not make eye contact with her, so I get your buddy's pain. That's too bad, man.
Well, that is. I mean, it's very sad.
And how many people were around when this happened?
A lot.
The party worth of people.
Yeah.
So everybody saw her get vomited on.
Yeah.
So that's probably not enjoyable for her.
Well, think about if you're drunk and somebody comes and climbs up you like a capuchin monkey. You might get a little nauseous. Whoa.
Well, it depends. I mean, but if you're not used to getting high and then you're drinking on top of it, I mean, that's a
deadly, not deadly, but that can be a crazy combination.
Yeah. It's like on the movie Ted where they're naming off strands of weed that they get, and the one is so powerful it's called "This Is Permanent." That's what they gave that poor kid. So that's hilarious, man. Did you guys ever try and egg him to you should just give him a chance, bro? Go apologize. Did you?
No.
Oh,
That she wasn't having it. So
yeah, but it's fun to go watch him make an asshole of himself, and to watch him go crash and burn and be like, I thought, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
For sure she was going to forgive you.
Yeah.
Offer to hold her hair next time.
Yeah. Offer the cleaning bill to clean the vomit out of her. She smells like a Cheech and Chong bong. What do you think about that one, Jen?
I just think that is so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I know how when I don't like people and they're in my face, I know how to get rid of them.
Vomit on them?
Yeah.
That was the information you had before that story?
Yes, that's what I took from that story, the moral of my story. I think it's fully actually believable because we've all stumbled along the way, quite inebriated. And
do you still... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No. Do you still talk to this guy?
Oh, yeah. He's he's doing well for himself now.
Is he?
He's beautiful wife, couple kids, great career.
Is he sitting in the room right now?
No.
It's not Jimmy. It's not Jimmy. Okay, all right.
No, I didn't bring any Jimmy stories.
Okay.
Not that I don't have any.
Jimmy will be next week, by the way. That's our next week's episode. So, no, I like that story too. I like a good old fashioned drunken story about your friend making an asshole of himself. That's great.
Well, and it's so relatable because who hasn't been there? I remember crawling home when I was only about 14, and I had been out playing quarters like I was smart ass, like I knew better, playing quarters with shots. And I remember crawling in my front door to my mom and just grabbing onto her ankles. Help me! Help me!
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And then I got in trouble the next day. She made me smoke a pack of ciggies and drink a 12-pack of beer.
Did she?
I don't think I've ever been that drunk since.
Holy cow.
Yeah, she made me sicker than a dog. Good lessons, Ma.
The first time I ever got hammered out in public was my buddy's parents owned the country stakeout. And I was like a sophomore in high school. And I told him, we should take a bottle. Because they had a bar. We should take a bottle. He goes, okay, all right. We got to take...
From the stakeout bar?
Yeah, because he was doing the books for his dad, closing the shop, which I hope your dad didn't do. He was closing the shop. He goes, okay, but here's the deal. We got to take something that's in a plastic bottle, right? And we got to take something we have a lot of.
You're like Lord Calvert and under.
Right. So the first thing we took had oranges on it, and I'm drawing a blank on what it is. It goes in Long Island iced teas. It's the mixer.
Triple sec.
Triple sec is what we took and drank. We got drunk on triple sec, man. Now, Jared, I got to tell you, that's not something you ever want to do, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
But to that point, I just drank beer. So I thought, this is alcohol, huh? This is... Okay, it was triple sec and Coke, man. And, yeah, we took down the whole bottle and...
Triple sec and Coke. That just sounds like a terrible combination.
That's the last time I ever got drunk on triple sec. I'm proud to say. So, yeah. That was a great story, though. I really liked it.
Yes, it was.
So, what do you think so far?
So far, I may have an idea in my head of a Bullhucker, but I need to hear I'm Going to Hell first.
Yeah, we're going to hear the third one, too. I also have a weird, something weird. I think I might know something, but we'll see. I don't.
You got some intel, huh?
You and I just got Japanese with each other. You know,
I really think so.
All right, one more story. I'm going to hell.
I'm going to hell. All right. So after my time in Hayes, moved to Denver. Worked a number of jobs while I was there. But the one I enjoyed the most, I was working at Colorado Power Sports up off 104th, doing sales and finance, motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, that kind of stuff, right? One of those jobs, if you ever get the opportunity to do it, you should. It's a really good time.
Yeah.
Like sales job.
Yeah, well, if you enjoy motorcycles, I guess. The motorcycle
Sure.
was.
Yeah.
Because my boss was great. He'd always told us, if we're slow, nothing going on, go pick a motorcycle and ride it.
Fun.
So when somebody asks you, hey, I'm looking at this bike, what do you think? You can say, well, I rode it. This is what I liked. This is what I felt. This is,
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it's basically just licensed to go drive new motorcycles. And use motorcycles and jump ATVs off the stairs and, wheelie dirt bikes and,
Yeah.
It's not the kind of job you should do if you have real bills, because I've got the smallest paycheck I've ever seen in my life and the biggest paycheck. It was commission based, so it was just all over wherever.
I like how you say real bills. Get that between 16 and 18, kids. Go get that job.
Yeah. So anyway, selling motorcycles. This retired Army chaplain comes in. Wanting to buy this little DR 650, street legal. They call it an adventure bike. Kind of cross dirt bike, with lights and.
Right.
Is this one of those crotch rocket looking things?
No,
or is it like a Honda?
It was a Suzuki.
A Suzuki. Okay, so, gotcha.
Yeah. No, it was a Yamaha.
Okay, so, same difference.
It's been a decade or so since this one too. Yeah. So anyway. Wants to buy this bike. This bike, it's a 650, but it's horribly underpowered. Hardly gets out of its own way. Great for a retired Army chaplain. Surely he cannot hurt himself on this thing.
Right.
So he comes in. We do all the paperwork. Buys the bike. His wife brings him back. Come to find out, they're in the middle of getting a divorce, and she is absolutely pissed that he's buying this motorcycle. So it's his soon-to-be ex-wife drops him off so he can pick up his motorcycle, So we go outside with him. I go through all the features, all the buttons, push this and turn that. And, like you do when somebody's got a new toy. He says, I haven't ridden in a while. I've got my endorsement. Can I just take a couple laps around the parking lot? Kind of get comfortable with it before I get out on the road because, 104th is a busy street. And
sure.
So I said, yeah, sure. We got all day, man. You stay till you're comfortable.
Right.
Shake his hand, head up the stairs. He gets on the bike. I hear it kind of rev up a little bit. He lets out the clutch. Well, he didn't give it enough. Almost kills it. Clutches it again. Gives it too much. Ends up dumping the clutch. When it does that, it jerks him back. He jerks the throttle. I get to the top of the stairs and turned around. I'm doing all this for audio.
Yeah.
Top of the stairs, turned around. He's headed across the parking lot, hits a curb, and there's a Yamaha Rhino. It's their 2-seat ATV thing.
Yeah.
Parked there with a snowplow in front of it. Hits this curb, hits the snowplow, hits the Rhino, tumbles out into the driveway.
Oh, no.
5 minutes after he purchased it.
Yeah, it hadn't even gotten to warm up yet.
I did that with a 50cc scooter once.
How old's this dude?
60s,
60s.
something, yeah. Mid 60s or higher. He was.
So you're not going to fare well from a spill like that.
No. He was laying on his back. One foot's facing up, one foot's not. I go running out there, and He says, "Man, I think my leg's broken." I said, "I think you're right. You stay there. I'm going to go get some help. I'll be right back." You know?
So they were literally askew, not clearly broken.
Yeah, he had one that was clearly broken. Run inside. Luckily, our receptionist was in the process of some EMT training. She already had 911 on the phone.
Right.
You know, gives them all the information, runs out there, works on him until the ambulance gets there.
Right.
Ambulance gets there. His soon-to-be ex-wife, we'd called her too. She's showing up, gets in the ambulance with him. You could tell by the look on her face that she was just really happy to be there, you know.
Yeah.
That poor guy was going to catch another tongue lashing before it was all over.
And deep inside, she's thrilled. She's like, I wasn't going to get the bike in the divorce anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it ended up being my job. I get to grab the bike and push it back to the shop, you know, get it out of the driveway so we can continue with business. They load him up, haul him off. So yeah, retired Army chaplain. When I quit that job a year later, that bike was still in the shop back there. I don't think he ever came back to get it.
He paid for it though, right?
He'd paid for it. I just don't.
He hadn't insured it yet, so he's just out the money unless he wanted to pay to get it all fixed out of pocket. Yeah.
You know, it's funny too is anybody else shopping that day in that parking lot saw that, got in their car and left. Like, you know
that's what I was thinking. Anybody who would see that, but screw this place,
fuck
we're
a
out of
bike.
here. Well, and your endorsement means that you've taken a motorcycle certification class and you actually know how to ride one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really, I feel sorry for whatever school he paid to go to motorcycle riding.
Well, I mean,
but then, yeah, it's always user error.
I mean, they just teach you the basics of those things, right? You're not a seasoned pro.
No, you don't learn very much at all.
You ever see people go to a CDL school sometimes? I mean, there's drivers out there that should not be out there, but they have a CDL license.
Or even just DL license. There's lots of people out there that should not have them.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That poor bastard.
Yeah, well, I think he'd gotten his endorsement in the 50s or 60s, early in life.
Or he could have gotten it back in the service, too.
Yeah, and was coming back to motorcycles after an extended
riding some World
time
War
off.
II bike, huh?
Do you drive a bike now or no?
I do.
Do you really?
Yep.
What do you got? Your Harley?
No, Victory Hammer.
Oh, nice.
Was the one I got to ride the plethora, and that was the one I said when I get a real job, I'm going to come back and buy one of these.
When I get a real job.
Yeah.
Two questions actually. One question, one statement. I always think about buying a motorcycle, but then I hear some horrendous story like that, and it turns me right off. Every time, man. Every time. I think about it and I start looking online for them, you know what I mean? Like a Harley with ape hangers. That's what I want, the Softail. And,
with ape hangers?
Yeah,
Talk
man.
about sore arms.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to drive. I'm not going to Sturgis. I'll be driving around town and have fun. But then I hear some story about someone just gets just dead, and I'm like, maybe not. So.
When we would do those 7,000-mile, 3-month bike trips, I was always terrified. You're just like...
Right.
Constantly watching behind you. I was always scared that we were going to end up dead on the side of a highway on a bike.
Do you travel distance or no?
No, I just don't.
Pleasure riding?
If I get like a half a day off work between May and September, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I get you.
I'd like to do more, but
just like a Sunday drive, then kind of every now and again, just take it out and run it around. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Personal question: what was your smallest check at that job?
Oh man, probably $350, $400. I mean, it was,
yeah.
And is that just, do you get a base pay plus commission sales, or did you actually make a sale to make that $350? Because sometimes they don't pay you nothing unless if you sell.
There was a base pay, but it was $1.50 an hour.
Right.
I mean, it was
and then a lot of times you have to match hours for what that was before they'll start paying you a commission too, which I've learned a lot in jobs. Interesting.
When I bartended, it was all tips, dude. That's how I lived. My every 2 weeks, my paycheck was around $125. It paid my electric bill and some utilities. That's what my checks went to. So,
wow.
Yeah, like you pick up your check 4 days after you got it. You know what I mean? Like next time you went to work, you weren't going to work to get your check. So
sure.
Yeah, I get that. That's why I asked. It's kind of funny and how you live back there on that. You'd never be able to do it again. But when you're younger, you can live off like like a rat. You can live off scraps, you know.
Well, and 30 years ago, you could live on a $350 paycheck every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very sad.
That's true. So, what do you think about that one, Jennifer?
I think that one was the most fun.
Yeah, yeah, that poor chap. But he's probably a big fan of the podcast. So I'll be like, that's right. That's right. I do have a bike.
That snowplow on the edge and just going zoop, because it's like a skateboard ramp, right? He hit that blade on the front is what I'm guessing, and then went over.
Yeah, he hit the top of the Rhino, which probably sits 5 feet, you know.
Like a Kubota almost, that size?
Yeah. Kubota makes a similar size 2-seater ATV thing. So
my Uncle Jim bought a bike, and our cousin Dave the Mooch,
Dave the Mooch.
that's what we call him. Don't lend Dave anything, he'll hawk it. That's what Dave the Mooch does. Anyway, he rode it in Pueblo. My aunt lives across from Minnequa Park, and he hit that curb doing, I don't know how fast, man. He flipped that thing and hit. Dude, my Uncle Jim was a little mad after he stopped laughing, of course, because, I mean, it was like cartoonish how Dave ate shit on that thing, man. But once again, I'm like, I don't want to drive a bike. So.
Yeah, they're very dangerous. You have to be a double defensive driver when you're on one.
Right. So what do you think, Jen?
Am I already ready to try to guess?
Well, not yet. No? Do you have something in mind?
I kind of do.
All right,
I'm a little torn, but yeah. That one was just by far my most fun because I can just see the visual.
That poor guy, dude. Would he be able to sue you for that? He couldn't, could he?
No, I mean, at that point...
It was his.
It was his. He'd received the training. He had, you know...
Yeah.
He checked everything off, asked him any more questions. He says, no, I'm good. So...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I never heard about it.
Yeah.
You know, there was no reason to sue me because I was getting $350 paychecks. But, you know, I never heard about the dealership getting sued anyway.
Yeah.
So.
You're like, I'm a turnip.
Yeah.
Have you seen these kids that are driving up in the cities down the highways, and it's groups of them on the crotch rockets?
Oh no!
And they'll pull wheelies down I-25, 50 of them strong.
Stupid.
And I'm always just like, because I'm waiting for one of them to screw up, and there just to be not a 50 car pile up, but a 50 dude motorcycle pile up.
Oh, it'll be a
bloodbath.
Oh, it will be. I drive a truck for a living, you know, and I have to go to Denver every now and again and deliver. And 2 months ago, one of those guys on a crotch rocket, there was 2 semis. One was passing me. He cut between us, man.
Splitting lanes.
Dude, I didn't see him at first because he was hauling ass. I mean, he shocked me. I mean, startled me. You know, dude. If one move over, he'd have been done. I wouldn't even. It'd have been a hot knife through butter.
And it's legal in California to split lanes. So you never know when you're on the 405, 7 lanes strong, and a motorcycle comes flying up between you.
Is that legal here? Is it legal?
No. Splitting lanes is legal in California and I believe New Jersey, and I think that's it.
Really? Well, this kid did it, man, and it scared the shit out of me because I didn't. By the time I heard him, I was like, you know, what the fuck is that? You know, stupid.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
But they're young. When you're young, you live forever, right?
Young and dumb.
You're
you
not
bet.
afraid. Yeah, you're not afraid of shit. So, all right, we're gonna guess here. But before we do, well, first of all, when we try to see who has to guess first, Jared, we rock paper scissors to see which one of us guesses first, right? Jared, how do you rock paper scissors?
1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, he's a 4-pumper.
Okay, now wait. I have a question before we do this.
Yeah.
Is your Bullhucker a fully fabricated story?
No, we don't ask.
We don't ask.
We don't ask.
Why don't we get to ask anymore?
It's more fun. It gives them a better chance. So
let's go back to pumpers.
We're gonna pump. You ready? 4 of them.
4 pumpers?
He's a 4-pumper. We 4-pump.
All right.
So.
Darn it.
All right, Jen. We got 3 stories. We got flavor of the week, in the bush, and I'm going to hell. What are you thinking?
I am going to go with my gut and go with flavor of the week.
Why? So how so?
Well, one, because I've never heard of this band.
Really?
I'm very thrown off as to who the band is. And then, I don't know, I've seen lots of houses here in Morgan County, and I couldn't imagine that Hays, Kansas has any greater ones, around. And I just don't know. I just don't know the validity of them coming to party and then coming back to want to film a video when they have the plethora of the entire world to record a video at. So I'm going solely on that alone. Just my own skepticism.
You don't think Jared had his almost famous moment?
Well, and I think they couldn't have just cut him out completely, right? He'd be in it somewhere, even if it's just a hand or a tongue.
I don't know, maybe so. So you're going to go flavor of the week.
I'm going flavor of the week.
I thought I'll flavor of the week at first because I thought maybe him saying he wasn't in it that way, we couldn't double check it. But we're not going to double check it anyway. Obviously, we're guessing here. We're not going to come back tomorrow. So I'm not picking that one. I'm going to go a really weird direction here.
Oh, I can't wait.
So I think flavor of the week is true. I think I'm going to hell is somewhat true, although that is the shortest one, the simplest one, and probably the easiest one to fabricate. So if that's it, I'm going to be pissed off because that's usually what I'll bite on. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick in the bush, and here's why I'm going to pick in the bush. I think deep down, Jared puked on a girl, and it's not his buddy. I think I'm asking for a friend kind of thing. You know, I think poor Jared's wife is a rebound. God bless you, lady. I don't know. He puked on another girl. It scarred him for life. That's all I'm going to say. So there's something within the bush, I think. So before you flip that over, though, Jared.
There's something within the bush.
I'm just
Sorry,
saying.
I just can't.
You know,
That's what she said.
And they found poor Jared with a cell phone and shoes. I'm just saying. So it is a drunken nightmare for him. Before we flip it over, I do want to say thank you to the Brush Emporium. Thanks for letting us have this spot down here to have our little studio. Do you like it down here, Jared?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great spot.
Yeah, pretty cool. And it's very nice. They've been very generous. 210 Clayton Street. If you haven't been here, what are you waiting for? They have all kinds of stuff here. They have upstairs, there's a lot of seating. So when you eat here for pizza, they have frozen yogurt. They have ice cream, pretzel sticks, wings, pastas. They have all kinds of great stuff down here to eat. Come down, bring the family. They have a bunch of tables up there. They have a bunch of board games. They have a big chess table you can play up there. You have an old school family night here.
It's awesome up there. Well, and tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, sorry, trivia.
We're in the future.
We're in the future.
Yep. It's hard to remember. Come check them out. They're so fantastic. And they have a bunch of stuff for sale upstairs. They have a bunch of vendors up there, a bunch of homemade stuff. Come down, support local people making stuff, right? You want a unique gift? Come down 210 Clayton Street. Support the Brush Emporium. So
much great stuff up there.
Right.
I even just found freeze-dried candy.
Freeze-dried candy.
Can't wait to try some.
And if you're a fan of the Bullhucker, if you enjoyed what you saw today, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen is a little red dot. That's our subscribe button. Push that button. It's a small click for you. It's a huge click for us, man. We really appreciate it. Right, Jennifer?
That's right.
Bing, bing?
Bing, bing.
All right. You're taking flavor of the week. I am taking in the bush. Jared, flip over yours.
Dun, 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 dun.
In the bush. Am I right?
No, it's a completely true story, borrowed from my brother-in-law.
So happened to your brother-in-law or his buddy?
His buddy.
Okay,
I
okay.
told it kind of, he tells it better than I do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Now, did your brother-in-law also go to school in Hayes, or was that just
No, he
you had
was,
to incorporate that you went to Hayes, so he did too?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He was in Greeley at that time. So.
Interesting. You got it right.
I thought I'm disappointed though because I would have liked to have known it was Jared.
Right. That would have been the ultimate.
That'd been fantastic.
You bet. It was really me.
In the bush. So flavor of the week is a true story.
Absolutely.
Huh. That's pretty fucking badass.
I can't wait to watch listen to some of their songs.
If you watch the making of the video on YouTube, it's
really
there. Yeah.
Because we didn't get the fancy one with the DVD. You had to catch that back into the early 2000s, huh?
I think I still have it somewhere.
Really?
You're like, it was the only place I could see myself, huh?
You know, I almost guarantee it's online then somewhere.
Oh yeah,
so somebody put that online. It is on YouTube.
The making of on YouTube.
Oh, okay,
yeah. The video and the making of are both on YouTube.
Well, if I can find it, I will put that link in the bottom below. So
yes,
check it out. That's pretty cool. I'm Going to Hell, unfortunately, is a true story.
That is, yes. That is why. Well, one of the many reasons why I'm going to hell.
That's the fun reason, you know.
You nearly kill an army chaplain. That's probably what's going to happen to you.
You didn't kill shit, but you didn't stop him.
And I'm pretty sure he was feigning some names when he was flying through the air.
Oh yeah. That's why he yelled at Jared. I talked to Jesus. He said, "You help me, Jared. You help me." He's busy, you know. Yeah, that's great, man. There were some great stories, Jared.
You bet.
Did you have a good time?
I did, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So if I come to Akron, where's your shop at?
Your shop is 301 East 1st Street, same block as Davis Brothers.
That's right.
Right across the street from At ease. Yes. Where you guys have filmed a few Bullhuckers previously. So
Yep, the At Ease Bar in Akron. Very cool patriotic bar. Very
Oh, yeah?
cool. Yeah. It's a great place, man.
On
It's the old Millie's.
Okay, gotcha.
You know Millie's, right?
Yep, I sure do.
You ever see Butch around town? Is he still there?
man, I believe so. I haven't seen
Yeah.
him in a long time, but he used to live just down the street, so we'd see him every once in a while. But
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he moved, so.
Old Butch Holkovich. Do you know Butch?
I don't. The only person I know from Akron would be like the Chabot family, Brett.
Saw Brett this morning.
Very nice, very nice. I
Welcome
grew
to
I
small
grew up
towns.
with Brett,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Oh, really?
And then his uncle Arnie was my grandpa's main hired man at the feedlot up there.
Oh,
at
wow.
55 Farms. Yeah.
That's a small little town, isn't
Uh-huh.
it? Small world. Butch, her and Millie's passed, correct?
Millie did pass.
Yeah, that's too bad. Dear sweetheart. Every time I go down there, Jag was always playing on the TV when I get the order for Budweiser, and it was on full volume every time, man.
Jag.
He loved that show, Jag, man. He watched the shit out of it. I bet he's seen the damn series 19, 20 times because it was always playing, right, when you go down there. So,
That is too funny.
and he'd always, like, pull his own beer, check all the dates, write it all down. He was the most organized bar owner I've ever met in my life, man. Butch Holkovich was the shit. He made my job so much easier. You know?
Nice.
Yeah. So, and he had like a little the hammer sickle because he's Russian on his earlobe, man. It was actually pretty
Oh,
good. I'm like,
gotcha.
yeah, he's a good dude, man. So, Jared, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
Really enjoyed it.
Thanks for driving down from Akron, bro.
Yeah. Well, might as well have a pizza while I'm here.
You should absolutely order a pizza. It's a fantastic pizza.
Pizza
so.
is really good.
Yeah, I recommend the Huntsman. That's all the beat. So,
I like the BLT one and the cheeseburger one.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you again. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Jenny Nebb, generous.
Generous. We'll catch you next time. Peace. Oh, that was good.